Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be making pumpkin chili in this video. Pumpkin chili is one of my daughter's favorite recipes that I make in the fall. She always requests it, and it's really super easy to make. So the first step is going to be to just take 2 pounds of ground beef and brown it up in a large pot. While I'm doing that here, I just want to share that I am the host of Lola's Frugal Life podcast. I share meal plans on my podcast weekly, as well as regular time management and money management episodes on Mondays. So I started doing these videos because I thought it would be a good tie-in to my podcast, since I do share meal plans, that I could make some of the meals that I share as part of my weekly meal plans. So then the next step in this recipe is going to be to cut up some 1 large pepper, 1 green pepper, and 1 onion, and dice them. I only got the part of me cutting up the peppers here because I thought I was recording the chopping the onion, but it turns out when I pressed record to chop the onion, I actually stopped recording, so it just was totally backwards of what it should have been. So I did not get the video of me chopping the onion, and I also did not get the video of me putting the peppers and onions into the pot with the ground beef, because I had myself on this cycle where every time I thought I was pressing record, I was actually stopping recording, so I was recording all the wrong things, but then I got myself back on track after that. So so you're just going to cut up the peppers, just dice them up, and then you would do the same thing with an onion. I actually wound up doing a half an onion because my family's not huge on onions, but in things like chili, where it's going to cook for a while and kind of, there's the onions, I just didn't record chopping them. And then there they are, miraculously already in the pot. So then here the next step was to add in 2 cans of kidney beans, and you just rinse them under water. That's why I had them in a colander. You rinse them, you dump the can into the colander, 2 cans, rinse them real good, and then add them to the chili. Then you're going to add 1 can of diced tomatoes, and then the recipe actually calls for one can of tomato juice, but I actually wind up doing 1 small can of tomato sauce and 1 small can of water. I read that could be a substitute for tomato juice, and that's what I've been doing, because tomato juice, you either have to usually buy a big container. Sorry, let me just tell you this here. So this is going to be a half a cup of canned pumpkin puree, and then you just mix that all in. But with the tomato juice, if you buy tomato juice, you either have to buy it in this big jar, or you have to buy like a 6-pack or something like that of cans, and I just don't use it for anything else. So when I make this recipe, even though it calls for a can of the tomato juice, I use 1 small can of tomato sauce, like the real small ones. I think they're like 8 ounces, and then a small can of the water. Okay, so then you're going to add 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. I think that's what I was just, okay, so that was the pumpkin pie spice, and then this is the chili. So it's 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice, 1 tablespoon of chili, and then you're going to add, after that, half a quarter cup of white sugar, which I'm adding now. You mix that all really good, and that's it. Then you just let it simmer for about an hour with a lid on, and then that's the whole recipe. It does take a little time for the simmering, but putting it together is just so quick and easy. This is what it looks like when it's done. So don't forget, I will also put a link in the comments, not in the comments, I'll put a link in the episode details to give you the link to my meal plan, which includes this recipe if you're interested. So thank you so much for watching this video. You can check out all my other information on my website at lolasfrugallife.com, or go find me on Apple Podcasts at Lola's Frugal Life Podcast.